For the last lesson in this unit, we're going to look at solving inequality word problems. Again, pretty similar to solving equation word problems, just the difference is that inequality symbol and how that might apply to your answer. So number 1, Missy is saving to attend a week at summer camp. She needs $255 to register. Her parents will contribute $75. She needs to raise the rest of the money by babysitting for $12 per hour. What is the minimum number of hours she must babysit in order to attend camp? So, what is the minimum number of hours? That's our unknown. H equals number of hours. For keywords in the problem, I see $12 per hour, and what is the minimum? Okay, so for our inequality symbol, minimum is the lowest amount. So for minimum, we need it to be greater than or equal to that amount. She wants to save that amount minimally or more than that. So my inequality symbol that we're going to use is greater than or equal to. The total amount that she needs is $255. So our amount that she saves has to be greater than or equal to $255. She's making it by babysitting for $12 per hour. So $12 times the number of hours plus her parents are giving her $75. And that needs to reach that total amount there of $255. Now that we have our inequality set up, we can solve. Subtract 75 from both sides. We get 12H is greater than or equal to 180. Last step, divide by 12. And we get H is greater than or equal to 15. And specifically, the unit we were talking about was hours. Okay, number 2. The youth soccer team is fundraising by washing cars. They paid $84 for supplies. If they charge $8 per wash, how many cars must be washed to profit at least $300? So some key words in there. They paid $84 for supplies. They're charging $8 per wash. How much cars must be washed to make a profit of at least $300? So our question, how many cars? So that's our unknown. C equals the number of cars. I always like to start with my inequality symbol and my total. So at least means greater than or equal to. So we want it to be greater than or equal to 300. And then we're applying what else we know. So they're charging $8 per car. So $8 per car is 8C. That's what they're earning. They're earning that much money. But we got to take away the $84 that they spent on supplies. Now we're going to solve. We're going to add 84 to both sides. We get 8C is greater than or equal to 384. Divide each side by 8, and we get that C is greater than or equal to 48, and that was talking about cars. Okay, next up, Joanne has a bank with $350 in it. Every week, she withdraws $12.50 to go to the movies with her friends. What is the maximum number of weeks that Joanne can withdraw the money without allowing her bank to drop below $212.50? So, couple things to think about here. Some key words. Every week, it's kind of like saying each week. Okay, what is the maximum number of weeks that Joanne can withdraw money without allowing the bank to drop below $212.50? Okay. And so what we're looking at here, every week, that means what we're talking about for our variable. So W equals the number of weeks. So for the inequality, all right, let's start from the beginning. She has $350 in the account. She's taking away $12.50 each week, and we don't want her bank account to drop below $212.50, so we need this, what's in her account, to stay higher than $212.50. Now we can solve. If we have $350, we're subtracting that from both sides. I'm left with negative $12.50W is greater than $212.50 minus $350 is negative $137.50. And then last step, W is being multiplied by negative $12.50, so we're going to divide by negative $12.50. This stays W. On the right side, we get 11, but we divided by a negative, so I need to flip my sign, which makes sense. It's not like it's going to be more than 11 weeks. It's 11 weeks or less. Number 4, a jet ski rental charges a flat rate of $75 plus an additional $60 per hour. You do not want to spend more than $195. How many hours can you rent the jet ski and still be under budget? So first off, how many hours? So H equals the number of hours. Looking at the total amount of money that they have is they don't want to spend more than $195. So you do not want to spend more than that. And per hour is telling us multiplication, plus tells us we're adding that on. So $75 plus $60 per hour is 60H, and we don't want it to be more than $195, so less than or equal to that $195. All right, let's solve. I'm subtracting 75 from both sides. I get 60H is less than or equal to 195 minus 75 is 120. Divide by 60. And I get H is less than or equal to 2 hours. And then the last one, we're going to look at not just defining and solving, but also graphing and talking about what the solution means. So Sarah is selling magazine subscriptions and earns $4 for every subscription she gets. Sarah also earns $20 regardless of how many magazine subscriptions she sells. If Sarah wants to earn at least $85 this week, what is the minimum number of subscriptions she needs to sell? So what is the minimum number of subscriptions she needs to sell? So I'm going to say S equals number of subscriptions. For our inequality, we want there to be at least $85. So I'm going to highlight that as being at least $85. She's earning $20 regardless of how much she makes, so that's no matter what. But then it's $4 for every subscription she gets, which is multiplication. So it's $4 per subscription plus the $20 that she gets no matter what. We want it to be at least, so greater than or equal to 85. And now we're going to solve. If we have plus 20, we're going to get rid of it by subtracting 20 from both sides. I get 4S is greater than or equal to 65. Last step, S is being multiplied by 4, so we're going to divide by 4. And I get S is greater than or equal to 16.25 subscriptions. So here's the difference. I can graph this answer. S is greater than or equal to 16.25. So let's say this is 10, this is 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 15, so 16. 16.25 is going to be right about here. I'm filling it in. I'm shading to the right, okay? But in reality, am I going to be able to sell 0.25 of a subscription? No. So what we have to think about is, if we need it to be greater than or equal to 16.25, is 16 greater than or equal to 16.25? No. That means we have to round up to 17 because 17 is the first whole number that is greater than 16.25. So what that means is she needs to sell at least 17. Because 16 would not get her to the amount that she wants. All right, last one. Martin wants to go roller skating. The roller skates rent for $4. Each hour of skate time costs $2.50. If Martin doesn't want to spend more than $12, how many hours can he skate? So how many hours? H equals number of hours. Some keywords in here. Each hour, we have the cost, and he doesn't want to spend more than. So no more than means less than or equal to. So he's paid for roller skates to rent them once. So that $4 is no matter what. Plus the $2.50 is per hour. So $2.50 per hour needs to be less than or equal to 12. Now we can solve. Subtract 4 from both sides. 250H is less than or equal to 8. Last step, divide by 250. We get H is less than or equal to 3.2 hours. Again, I can graph this. We've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3 is 1, 2, 3 right here. And so 3.2 is going to be somewhere around here. And we go. Okay, here's the problem when we think about this logically. Okay, is 3 less than or equal to 3.2? Yes. Is 4 less than or equal to 3.2? No. So when we are round to the nearest whole number, because it does not make sense to rent for a partial hour, they're going to make you pay for the whole hour, we have to round to 3 and say that he can rent for 3 hours or less.